Hello, myself Professor Jaya Agrawal from Pimpri Chinchwad College of Engineering, Nigdi, Pune. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about analog to digital converter of Atmega 328P. So let us get started. Now, before proceeding with the analog to digital converter of Atmega, let us first try to understand why do we need an analog to digital converter. Let us say that we have to build in a project or an application wherein the atmospheric temperature has to be sensed and it has to be displayed on an LCD. So what all we require is we require a temperature sensor, a microcontroller and an LCD. The output of the temperature sensor will be an analog voltage. This analog voltage has to be fed to the microcontroller so that the microcontroller can convert that voltage into equivalent temperature and print that temperature on the LCD. Now the problem is, as we all know, that microcontroller is capable of handling only digital values and the output of the sensor is an analog value. So before the processing of that analog data, that analog data has to be converted into the digital data, and then it has to be fed to the microcontroller so that the microcontroller can act accordingly. This is just an example, but in general, if we talk in real world, all the or maybe if we talk about all the embedded system has some kind of sensors, and the output of the sensors is an analog electrical signal. So if we need a microcontroller to control an embedded system, then obviously an analog to digital converter is required. Now here a block diagram of an analog to digital converter of Atmega is shown. It consists of a multiplexer wherein the inputs of the input channels are connected, as well as it contains three registers. One is data register, another is control and status register, and another is a ADC multiplexer register. Also there is a sample and hold circuit which is very important. Along with all this, there are some inputs which are given, that is a VCC, a reference and a ground. We'll see one by one the importance of all the three registers, as well as what is the significance of a VCC, a reference and a ground, and as well as the sample and hold circuit. Before proceeding with the working or maybe the details of the analog to digital converter of Atmega, first let us have a quick look at the features of ADC. First feature is it is a 10-bit resolution, which implies that there are 2 raised to the 10, 2 raised to the power 10, that is 1024 steps. We'll go into the detail of this in the upcoming slides. Then it is zero point 0.5 LSD integral non-linearity and plus minus 2 LSB absolute accuracy. The fourth important feature is 13 into 260 microsecond conversion time. It means that when you provide an analog data, the time required to convert that analog value into its equivalent digital value is in the range of 13 to 260 microsecond, which is quite less. Then the fifth is it has up to 15 samples, a frequency of 15 kilo samples per second. That means the ADC can convert signals at a rate of about 15 kilo samples per second. Then this next feature is it has six multiplex single ended input channels, and 6 plus 2 I would say, because in some of the packages there are 8 single ended input channels. We'll come to what do you mean by single ended input channels in the upcoming slide. Now, first let us try to understand what do you mean by 6 or 8 channel ADC. It simply means that 6 or 8, depending upon the package of the Atmega, Atmega or the microcontroller is capable of receiving 6 or 8 analog signals which can be digitalized. There is actually only one analog to digital converter, so all these 6 or 8 pins are connected via a multiplexer. Multiplexer is multiple input and single output. Now, the ADC delivers the digital code of the analog signal at the channel or the pin number which is connected to its input at a given instant. Now let us continue with the features of Atmega. So the next feature is temperature sensor input channel. That means most of the Atmega chips, they have a separate input for the temperature sensor. Then we have an optimal left adjustment. This is also a type in which the result is stored in the registers. Then the next is 0 to VCC ADC input voltage range. It means that the input that can be given to the analog to digital converter ranges from 0 to VCC, and the selectable range of 1.1 volts. These 2 points we'll see in detail in the upcoming slides. And the last are free running or single conversion mode, interrupt on the ADC conversion complete, and sleep mode noise canceller. Now, in the next slide, we'll just elaborate some of the features which are important from our point of view. So, let us proceed. Now, let us look at some important features of the analog to digital converter. A 10-bit ADC, what does it actually means? It means that the ADC can take 1024 unique values. Now let us take an example that if we use a 5 volts reference value. What do you mean by a 5 volts reference value? It simply means that the input that will be given to the analog to digital converter of the Atmega should be in the range of 0 to 5 volts. Now, if the input given is 0 volt, then the output of the ADC will be 0. If the input given to the ADC is 5 volts, then the output will be 1023. Now, why it is 1023? Because we are starting from 0. And if I say if the input given is 2.5 volts, then the output of the ADC will be around 512. So the basically 10-bit means your we may say that the analog value will have 1024 steps. Now let us discuss about these three important pins of the analog to digital converter, that is A reference, AVCC and 1.1 volts. What is its important and why is it needed? See, when you give an analog voltage to the microcontroller, in lame language, if I'll say that you have to make the before giving an input to the microcontroller, you have to make the microcontroller aware that what range of voltage will be coming in. That means low means how much low, and maybe high means how much high. So by default, the low reference is fixed at ground. So to select the higher reference, we have three sources. So what is the first source? It is A reference. This is a separate pin on the microcontroller which can be used to provide any high reference voltage we wish, and it must be in the range of 1 volts to VCC. Now for example, if I have a maybe a program wherein I'm using a temperature sensor, and we know that the maximum output of that temperature sensor will be 3 volts. So at that time, on the A reference pin through an external DC source, we can apply 3 volts. So what will happen then? The microcontroller will understand that whatever voltage is coming in, it will be in the range of 0 to 3 volts. Then the next option, but one thing we have to make sure that the A reference value should not exceed VCC. Then the next is AVCC pin. What is this AVCC pin? It is nothing but it provides power to the ADC circuitry. It is the simplest option to provide the high reference value. In UNO, it is generally we connect AVCC to VCC. And the last option we have is the 1.1 volt. This 1.1 volt is the internal reference voltage that can be used. Now let us discuss about the multiplexer, which is shown in the block diagram. That multiplexer basically has 11 inputs. 8 inputs are the analog input pins, and additionally it can read a band gap voltage reference, the ground potential, and a temperature sensor output. Now, what is this band gap voltage reference? It is nothing but a temperature independent voltage reference circuit. It produces a fixed voltage. Fixed means in the sense voltage does not varies with the variation in the power supply or the temperature or the loading effect. Now coming to the next block of the analog to digital converter, that is a sample and hold circuit. The function of the sample and the hold circuit is to hold the or to ensure that the input voltage, that means the analog input which is given to the converter, it should be maintained constant when the conversion of the analog to digital is taking place. That means unless and until the conversion is finished, the other input should not be taken in. Then the next pin, as we have already discussed, is AVCC. AVCC is nothing but the supply voltage pin. Then the conversion from analog to digital takes place through successive approximation. And the analog channels, as we all know, there are 6 or 8 channels depending upon the package of Atmega. They are selected by writing mux bits in the AD mux register. We'll see what is AD mux register. And as well as none of the pins will operate unless and until ADEN, it is a bit, ADEN bit in the ADC status register, it is set, that is made 1. So that means, in short, it means that that bit, ADEN bit, is used to enable the analog to digital converter. Now the next feature is that, as we all know, that the ADC generates a 10-bit result, and since the Atmega is a 8-bit microcontroller, then the data is stored in two registers. The two data registers, that are ADC H and ADC L. ADC H stands for ADC higher and ADC L stands for ADC lower. Now, if there is one bit ADLAR, we'll discuss it in the further slide. If that bit is set to 1, then the result will be left adjusted. Left adjusted means out of the 10 bits, 8 bits will be stored in the higher register, and 2 bits will be stored in the lower register. If ADLAR is set to 0, which is by default condition, then the result is right adjusted. Right adjustment, as you can see in the figure, right adjusted means in the higher register, 2 bits will be stored and the remaining 8 bits will be stored in the lower register. Coming to the last feature of the analog to digital converter, the analog to digital converter has its own interrupt which can be triggered when the conversion is completed. So to sum up about this particular lecture, in this lecture we started first with the block diagram of the analog to digital converter, as well as we studied about the different features of the analog to digital converter, that it is a 10-bit analog to digital converter having successive approximation. And we also studied about the different pins like A reference, 1.1 volts, and band gap reference voltages. Now, in the upcoming lecture 2 of analog to digital converter, we will study about the registers which are associated with the analog to digital converter.